Sorry. Hi guys, what's up? Today I'm going to do a 21 questions type thing. I did answer some questions in a video before. I really like doing it because I feel like it kind of like shows more of me and who I am and whatnot and let you guys kind of know me a little better. Plus, I always used to do these back on like MySpace. Yes, I'm that old that I had a MySpace, but when you used to do like the surveys and whatnot, yeah, I used to love doing those. You don't really do those on Facebook anymore, so this is like my excuse to do them just without typing, answering, which is even better. So let's get started. Question number 1. What is your sexual orientation? My sexual orientation is pansexual. I am pansexual, and pansexuality, if you've never heard of it, means that, if I kind of make it a little easier to understand, that for me, it means that I like people based on who they are, not on their gender. So I could fall in love with somebody who's a boy or a girl, or somebody who doesn't identify as either or identifies as both, somebody who is transgendered, somebody who is cisgender. Also, for me, it doesn't matter of sexual orientation. I could fall for a gay person. I could fall for a straight person. I could fall for a asexual person. None of that matters to me. To me, what matters is who the person is, and I can fall in love with them based on that, not on their physical appearance or gender or sex or orientation. So I am pansexual. Question 2. What age do I most get mistaken for? I'd say people typically think I'm like 17-ish, if I'm not dressed up. If I'm dressed up and wearing a nice outfit and whatnot, people tend to think I'm in my 20s. I never get mistaken for older. It's always younger if I do get mistaken for a different age. Question 3. How would I describe my self-esteem? My self-esteem has gotten a lot better over the years since I've gotten older and I've kind of grown into who I am as a person and kind of figured out my style, which really is kind of everything. I dress in a lot of different ways, mostly black. I wear a lot of black. If I were to show you my closet, which I won't because can't even walk in there right now. It's just a bunch of different shades of black. I do have splashes of color every once in a while, but typically my favorite color is black. Anyways, my self-esteem, it used to be really bad. When I was younger, I hated the way I looked. I hated everything about myself. I didn't like how tall I was. I didn't like that I had small boobs, that I didn't have a butt, that I was skinny, and I didn't have curves because the rest of my family is really curvy and I'm not. But now that I'm older, I've really grown to love myself and like the things I used to hate. I used to hate my nose because it just goes straight down. I don't have like a little curve. It just goes straight. And I used to not like how droopy my eyes are. You can't really tell with makeup on, but they're pretty droopy. They kind of do this thing. And my big front teeth, I've grown into those a bit, thankfully. But all the things I used to hate about myself, I've started to like about myself. I like how tall I am. I am okay with how big my feet are. I'm perfectly fine with having small boobs because I can wear anything I want without a bra pretty much, and I don't have to worry about it. So my self-esteem has gotten a lot better. I'm pretty good with not putting myself down too much anymore. Every once in a while I do because I do suffer from social anxiety and depression. But when I'm not going through bouts of depression, I do pretty well with myself, and I am pretty proud of how far I've come considering how much I used to hate myself and to now of how much I do love myself. So I describe my self-esteem as pretty average, pretty good right now, thankfully. Question 4, what do I want to be when I'm older? I'm assuming this is for someone younger, but I am 26. I still haven't really figured that out. I mean, I know what I want to be. I just haven't really taken the steps I need to get there because it's kind of difficult to get to that profession right now and actually make money off of it. But I want to be a teacher. I want to teach world history, specifically World War II era history in a college one day. I love it. I know a lot about it. I have a ridiculous amount of knowledge about it. I don't know why. I also have a ridiculous amount of knowledge about ancient Egypt and Egyptians and that culture. And I always wanted to go there and also teach about that era as well. So I definitely want to be a teacher, definitely historian type teacher, history. I've always been passionate about it and I want to, but right now teachers do not get paid very much money. And with the amount of schooling I would need to do it and the amount of money it's going to cost to go to school and then to get a job that I'm not going to be paid well enough in is kind of difficult. And I know it's not all about money, but you have to make a living wage. And teachers right now honestly don't really make a living wage. So one day I will, but thankfully a lot of teachers are older, so I have a lot of time. I'm only 26. Question 5. What do I find attractive in the opposite sex? I like people that are funny. I like people that can make me laugh. And that's really the biggest thing for me is honesty and making me laugh. If you can make me laugh and you're honest with me about who you are and, are open to communicating, that's really all I ask for. And that's all I look for. And then from there, it's just compatible. Obviously, I would prefer someone who likes gaming over someone who doesn't. Not that not liking gaming is a bad thing, but I just would click better with someone who likes to game and someone who might like the same kind of TV shows as me or have their own passions about their own TV shows or things that we could maybe watch each other's. That would be interesting. Question 6 is what I find attractive in the same sex, which is the same thing. That answer goes for everything. I look for honesty, truthfulness, with who you are, and humor. You got to be funny. I make too many jokes. I'm too sarcastic to be with someone who isn't funny, who doesn't understand humor. I couldn't do that. Question 7, what is my biggest insecurity? My biggest insecurity is probably not meeting someone's expectations. Like I worry that I'm not good enough for somebody or, with my anxiety and my panic attacks and my depression, it's really hard to be with someone because once they see that, if they don't understand it's bad. I kind of have to surround myself with friends and people who understand what I'm going through, who either experience it or know people who experience it and have experienced it before in that sense, because anxiety is really hard to deal with somebody. It's not hard to accept. It should be easy to accept. It's a mental illness. But being around anybody with a mental illness and me having multiple mental illnesses, it does make you worry about are you doing okay? Are you too crazy for people? Or do they understand? Are you normal enough? It kind of makes it difficult. But, I've gotten better at understanding that people have to kind of just learn to be open-minded. And I'm getting better with that now that I've been living with my mental illness for quite a while now. I'm getting better at it and better at controlling it and better at explaining to people what it is and why I act the way that I do. And once you can explain it, most people understand, and then you don't have to explain it again. So that's nice. But that would be my biggest insecurity, is just not living up to what people expect. Question 8, what is my favorite food? My favorite food is pizza. Does that count as like just a food? Like, do I have to pick like a specific pizza? Pizza is my favorite food. I could pretty much eat pizza every day. I love pizza. It doesn't matter. Question 9. What is my favorite song right now? My favorite song right now is Youth by Troye Sivan. I am so proud of my baby YouTuber. He was probably one of the youngest people I watched on YouTube, and I am so proud of him. He's so good. His voice is amazing, and that song is so good. The video is so good. I rock that song all the time in the car, in the shower, when I'm getting dressed. I love that song. I have it on repeat constantly. Youth is my favorite song right now. Question 10. Do I have any weird or hidden talents? I don't really have anything weird, I don't think, that I know of. I'm not bendy in any sort of way. I will break in half like a Barbie doll. But any hidden talents? I don't know if it's technically like what they're thinking of when they say talent, but I can write. I love to write short stories. I've started and given up on many, many, many novels in my time. I enjoy writing, creative writing. I have been told that I'm blessed with the ability to describe things very well. I'm really descriptive. I have a very big imagination when it comes to that kind of stuff. And one day I will write my book. One day I will get my book out there. But I have so many ideas. I don't know where to start. And once I start writing, they all get kind of blended together. I'm not really good at pre-planning for writing. So that's where my issue is. But I can write. And another hidden talent I kind of have that I don't really show people is I can sing. I've sung around people before, but I get too nervous and I kind of change my voice and then it doesn't sound good. But I've sung by myself before. I've sung around a couple close people that I trust, and I've recorded myself and sent it to certain people because you can't always trust your own, ear when you're listening to your own voice. And yeah, I can sing decently. Certain songs though, because my voice is a little bit deeper. My singing voice is a little bit deeper than most females. So I can only sing certain songs, and it's typically songs sung by men because my voice does not go high at all. I cannot sing those high pitched, no, I sound like a little boy going through puberty. It's like, ah, yeah, but writing, I would say, is my biggest talent. That's the one thing I can confidently say. I am talented at writing. I just haven't put forth enough effort into writing to actually get that book done that I've been wanting to write forever. Question 11. Top 5 things I could not live without. My phone, internet, Netflix, food, and my dog. I'd say companionship of any sort, whether it's an animal or person companionship. So that would be the things I can't live without. My phone is way up there because my phone is always with me at all times. I'm pretty bad about that. I don't like leaving it anywhere. Question 12. Something I have wished for repeatedly. I guess when I was younger, I constantly wished that I would suddenly get magical powers because I started reading Harry Potter when I was 7. Yeah, it's been a long time. I'm 26. I've been reading Harry Potter a very long time. Started reading Harry Potter when I was in the 3rd grade, when I was 7. And I was convinced that when I turned 11, I was going to get my letter in the mail and I was going to, find out that I was a witch. And it didn't happen. And then I was like, when I turn 13, I'll gain my powers. And that didn't happen. And then I watched Teen Witch and I swore, on my 15th birthday or 16th or whatever it was and I never did. And I always wanted to be a witch, always. And when I didn't get my magical powers, I was very, very upset. 13, what I love most about myself. I love that I'm weird. I enjoy being goofy and quirky, and I don't really have to put on some sort of show because my quirky attitude kind of attracts people to begin with. I don't have to be fake in any way. People are kind of intrigued by the quirkiness, and I like it. I'm really awkward. I'm clumsy, and I don't hide it, and it works for me. So I like my weirdness. 14. My idea of a perfect date would probably be movies. To be honest, I love the movies. Take me to a movie I want to see, and I'm good. I love the movie theaters. 15. The reason behind my last breakup. That's a long story. But in short words, I guess, we just grew apart. I grew up a lot. We were together since I was 17, and we had a lot of growing up to do. I was very jealous, and we weren't allowed to talk to other people. We couldn't have other people's phone numbers. We couldn't be on other people's Facebooks. It was bad. It was a very unhealthy relationship. and I just needed to get out of it and be who I was because I couldn't be with someone who wasn't okay with the fact that I was pansexual. At the time, I considered myself bisexual because I had never heard of pansexuality, but I couldn't be with someone who anytime that I would turn on a LGBT show would roll their eyes or go, "Ugh, you're watching that gay thing again." And I couldn't, it was like an insecurity in them that they were afraid I was going to turn gay or something. I don't know. It could have just been the fact that we were young and we didn't understand that that's not how it works. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong against him. He's a great person. But we grew up and we grew apart, and I needed to be myself. I needed to be who I was wholeheartedly without having to worry about anybody else's feelings being hurt. And we're better off now, and we're friends, which is good. It's been a few years, and we're friends, and it all worked out in the end. 16, something I'm very good at. Okay, that's different than talent. Something I'm very good at. I'm good at talking. I talk a lot. I stumble over my words a bit, and I say a lot. You'll notice I say a lot, and I'm not editing anything out right now, so you have to deal with it. But again, yeah. Yeah, I'm good at talking. I can talk for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and you don't even typically have to say anything. I could just continue talking. My mind is nonstop. And yeah, so I would say talking is something I'm good at. 17, my biggest worry right now would be not finding a job because I did lose my job and I need to find a job to make money and live. So yeah, but if we're thinking like biggest fear, I'm afraid of the dark. I am deathly afraid. I sleep with a nightlight on. I can't. I'm afraid of the dark. 18, last time I cried. Last time I cried was yesterday because I was having a panic attack. When I have my anxiety attacks, that's typically what happens. I usually cry, so that's last time I cried. 19, last dream I had. I had some sort of dream about Dan and Phil. I don't remember what it was about. I know at least Phil. Phil? Or was it Dan? Now I'm mixing them up. One of them was there, if not both of them. And it wasn't like a weird dream or anything. They were just there. I keep like getting my fandoms mixed up in my dreams. Like it's like I'll have a dream that Phil's in, and then Castiel is there from Supernatural, and it's like, what the hell? Yeah, but yeah, it's something to do with Dan and Phil. I don't remember what it was. We were like hunting ghosts or something. Again, fandoms getting mixed up. 20, my favorite animal. I don't know. I mean, that's something you know when you're a kid. Like, my favorite animal used to be, like, a white tiger, but now that I know about white tigers and how they're made, I'm like, oh, no, I don't even know. I don't know what my favorite animal is. I have always wanted a St. Bernard dog, so maybe a St. Bernard, I would say. I love St. Bernards. They're big and fluffy and furry and slobbery, and I love it. And finally, question 21. What would I say to my 16-year-old self? Stop hiding. Don't be afraid of who you are. There is no point in shoving yourself inside of a closet because nobody cares. Nobody cares. All of your friends and your family are perfectly fine with who you are, and the ones that aren't don't matter anyways because they're not ones that you're close with. So come out of the closet. Be who you are. That girl that you like, date her, ask her out. She will say yes because you'll talk to her later in life, and she did like you, but you were too scared to say anything and you assumed that she didn't, and she did. So just be yourself and stop shoving feelings down because of worries of what other people are going to think. Live your life and be open and be happy and don't try to live up to other people's expectations. Just be you. And yeah, that was it. That was 21 questions that I found randomly online everywhere. And this video is almost 20 minutes long. I said a video wouldn't be 20 minutes long unless it was a vlog. Oh well, I like question videos, so I don't know if I'll ever do another one of these. Probably if I ever get people commenting on videos, I'll answer questions that they ask and do Q&As then. But for now, just so people could get an idea of me, this is the easiest thing to do. So yeah, I have another video set up to be recorded sometime soon. And I did this one kind of out of order. I did this one first, so I'll probably film the next one, put that one up, and then, yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I hope that gave you a little bit of insight into who I am a little bit more. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!